Next up, Everton versus Liverpool, the big game this weekend, the first fixture of the weekend, 12 p.m. Or 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. I'm looking forward to this one. Greg's got his main man, James Rodriguez, on the green screen there. Greg, is he going to turn up?
Oh boy, Levi, you're shaking in your boots, boy. You got a big game. You got a game on your hands, boy. You got a game on your hands. He's coming for you.
Let's wake up to the let's just wake up to the reality. Everton have had a good start to the season. Nothing to deny, but what they will always be is a mediocre club who play football at a mediocre level and play mediocre football. That is the bottom line, because we're gonna have
Aston Villa then.
We're gonna have Sadio Mane back in our lineup. He's back in training today. We're gonna have Thiago back in the lineup, and I think after that 7-2 defeat, we'll see a new Liverpool who are going to come back with a vengeance and will show everyone exactly why they were Premier League champions last season, exactly why they've had the highest points tally over the next 2 seasons. And people like Greg can eventually let this Everton hype die down, because they've just got this little taste of what it's like to be a big club, and they've just got a bit overexcited. I'm talking as if Greg's an Everton fan, but he's got James Rodriguez plastered behind him, taking glory, while his club doing all right. But
don't move the goalposts. Don't think this is about me. This is about you and him. It's about you and him. We'll get back to me when Spurs play Liverpool. You got a game on your hands. You're coming up against the most creative club so far, statistically, in the Premier League. Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski over there doing bits. Oh my God! Right, you got a game on your hands, bro. You got a game. You're porous this season. You're porous. I don't look at Liverpool. That doesn't scare me. You don't think Carlo Ancelotti is licking his lips at that game?
You just said, and I'll quote, Liverpool don't scare you. I can't wait till it's Liverpool Spurs, and then we sit here having this conversation again when it's actually your team, and it's going to cut you deep, because I'm going to remind you.
Harry Kane's ready. He's licking his lips.
You do the editing, Dan. Make sure you get this guy saying this rubbish in a GIF, because it's going to go up, because he's chatting rubbish. We know what's going to happen. Liverpool have taken the L. We've had our wake up call. You think for 1 minute we're going to come into a Merseyside derby and put in a performance like what we put in against Aston Villa? This is a big game for Liverpool.
Is Alisson back?
I'm not 100% sure if Alisson's back. I don't think so.
He's not.
That'll be problems for you if he's not.
No. I'm going to have to reject your proposal, Greg. Everton are a mediocre club, and just because they won 3 out of 3 games of the season after playing West Brom after playing West Brom, let them come up against one of the big boys, which is what they're going to come up against. Spurs are not a big boy. And we'll see come... What day is it on? Is it on Saturday?
Saturday, it's first game, midday.
Yeah, Saturday. Straight after that game, you'll be the first person I speak to, because we're going to be telling a very different story, because Everton will be taking their first L of the season.
What's the shirt sponsor of Everton? Is it Kazoo or something like that? What's it?
Kazoo. Yeah, it's a
Kazoo.
They've got the top to Aston Villa as well,
isn't it?
Kazoo.
Isn't it the car company?
Yeah, I think you rent vans and stuff from them. I saw one the other day.
And I think that you buy a car and they come and deliver it to your door or something.
Oh, is that what they do? Yeah, okay. I saw like a big Luton box van type thing, and it had their branding on it. So yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, they've done pretty well out at the start of this season for exposure, having Aston Villa and Everton. I'm probably siding. I'm probably straight down the middle on both of your opinions here, because
Dan, don't sit on the fence.
I think that this is the biggest test Liverpool have had in 2 seasons, probably, coming off of that result and then facing their city rivals who are flying high and have looked really, really impressive so far. It's not this mediocre Everton of old. This is Carlo Ancelotti's new look, expensive Everton team with weapons all throughout that team. I mean, it's not just James.
Just so we get one thing straight, yeah? We're banging on about how great Everton are, but the only game this season where they haven't even... Liverpool are porous, apparently, but the only game where they haven't conceded a goal was against Tottenham. They've conceded a goal in every single game they've played since then.
Yeah.
5-2. What was that? 5-2 against West Brom, who are relegation contenders. EFL Cup. Fleetwood.
He's got it ready.
Yeah, because I'm fuming. Just conceded a goal with Crystal Palace. Conceded a goal with West Ham. Conceded 2 goals with Brighton.
We did it, James. We did it.
All bottom teams. All bottom half teams in reality. And we're now saying, oh, this new age Carlo Ancelotti team. They're getting made out to that they're like a new Bugatti Veyron or something. They're really not. They're just as bad average as they were last season, and they just had a few flashy elements added. James Rodriguez, brilliant signing. They've got him from Real Madrid, and we should know by now that one player doesn't make all the difference for very long, because everyone thought Bruno Fernandes was going to make a massive difference to Man United. But look at the conversations we're having now about Manchester United. We're having the conversations that they're not doing so well. They just got beaten 6-1 by Tottenham Hotspur. One player can't carry a whole team. And I don't think that for
Could you say the same about Sadio Mane, though?
No, because
Dan's joining in.
Because Salah can do it.
I mean, is he
Salah
more
can score
important
goals.
to you than Virgil van Dijk now, for instance? Because Van Dijk played 90 minutes of that 7-2 loss. Can you still be the best player ever or the best defender ever in the Premier League and lose 7-2?
Doesn't make you the worst player in the Premier League. That's the first thing to say. Just because you lose 7-2 doesn't make you the worst player.
No.
Secondly, it's several components of that team that we were actually lacking in. Having Alisson, who's able to watch it from behind, commanded defence, very big loss. And obviously, like you said at the beginning of the show, where we always do have that mentality that we can keep going, we just attacked. And ultimately, when you're chasing a game, you're going to leave gaps. You're going to leave it open. And Aston Villa very effectively exploited that. You need to know that if Liverpool go ahead in the game against Everton first, good luck to whichever team are trying to catch them. Because we'll continue. Okay, what happened with Leeds?
Didn't you go ahead
lost.
against them?
They still lost.
Conceded 3 goals.
They still lost, Greg.
Conceded 3 goals, bro. Porous is what I'm saying. I think, okay, on the real, I think that game, Liverpool-Everton, will be decided on the keepers. I think Adrian's weak and I think Pickford's weak. So I think that the goals will come and it'll be a tough game for both teams, but I think the errors and the goals will come from...
Well, I know which team I'd rather back. Would I rather back the team?
I wonder who that is.
No. Would I rather back the team that has Adrian in goal, a fairly weak keeper, with Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez in front of him, or will I back Pickford with like Michael Keane in front of him? I'm pretty sure the options are very, very, very clear to me. I'm not having that at all. Michael Keane is guarding the.
He's on to Michael Keane. Keeper. First episode back, he's on his Michael Keane.
Yeah.
Honestly. I know which team I'd rather back. I think half the country know which team they'd rather back. And I just think there's the people in this podcast that don't know which team that they want to back.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Tom will be on the show next week, so you'll have another Liverpool fan on the show.
Wait, Dan, just to check, are people able to drop comments live in this? Yeah.
Yeah, they are. John,
I want to gauge some thoughts. I want everyone to drop live in the comments who they think is going to actually win this derby, and let's see what the predictions are favouring. Let's see if they're favouring the crackheads that we've got in this podcast, or if they're favouring the realists.
Got a lot of Evertons coming up in the chat.
we got Johnny Mills up the toffees.
All right, let's quickly then get our actual score predictions for this game, and then what we'll do is we'll do that really quick social media roundup that we did similar to last week, and we'll try and nail it on a minute. John's saying it's 2-2, actually sat on the fence on that one. I'll put my score in first. I'm going with I think it is going to be a high scoring game just based on the way these two teams have started the year. I do quite like that 2-2 pick, but I'm going to go 3-2, and I do think it will go to Liverpool. 3-2, but I think it's going to be a very close game. Someone's going to win it late on. As Levi
Greg, I want
again.
to show me balls. I want your predictions. No, I'm here. I want Greg's prediction to show me his balls. I want you to go on a limb.
I'm saying 3-2 Everton. I think there'll be goals, but I think Everton will snatch that last goal.
I'm going to go bold with my prediction. It's going to be 4-2 Liverpool. And I know we'll probably concede a few goals, but we're definitely going to put a number on Everton, and Merseyside will be red.
Oof. We'll see. I cannot wait for that. That might be the most that I've looked forward to a Premier League game for a long time, especially because we've had this whole 2 weeks to wait for it as well.